Hi everyone. So we decided to come out for the day and we're in Ramsgate and that's in Thanet. Well, it's called an island, Isle of Thanet, because there's this little river that cuts it off. Though you wouldn't know it, there's no bridge, just a little humpback bridge somewhere over this river called the River Wantsum. I told you in England we have really weird place names. But this is Ramsgate. Just around the corner is Margate. All these areas around, well, not all the areas, but quite a lot of them have gate at the end of them. I guess that was gates to the Isle of Thanet, perhaps. I don't know the history, but this is the little harbour. Well, I say little, it's quite big, but not big like some huge harbours. But it's been like this for a long time. Ever since I was a little girl and we used to come here. Interestingly, come from London, and Margate and Ramsgate were always called Margate and Ramsgate. Don't know why, but just lazy talk, I guess. So lots and lots of seagulls here, but this is the kind of new bit over here, but the old town goes up that way. Not a great town, but this is the seafronty bit. So you've got like the ice cream shops and pubs there, and when you go around the corner there used to be like huge arcades, but they got burnt down. So they're building what looks like apartments or hotels or something around there, but it's been taking them a long time to get it done. So I'm going to go for a little walk with Gary. It was his idea to be spontaneous today and come out. I've lost him, he's gone up here. Rather than stay at home and do the usual. So that's why we've come out for the day. But Gary, let's go then. So we're going to have a little walk. But this is the marina park. In the background there's a building with a grey roof. It's called the Pavilion, and it used to be just a place to sit and get the sand out your flip-flops and all that stuff, but it's now a pub, a Wetherspoons pub, and there's a casino. Well, I don't know if it's still there, but there used to be a casino here, and I'm not sure if the Pavilion closed for a while. I think there was a bit of trouble there or something, I remember, but my trouble is I don't remember everything. I just kind of remember little snippets of this and snippets of that, which makes me a really dreadful gossip because I don't remember anything. But across that water obviously is the sea, and there's a little walkway that a year or so ago Gary and I brought Sophia crabbing here, and we were planning perhaps to bring the crab line, and Gary decided against it at the last minute, so we don't have that to do today. But I've got my factor on and just gonna have a little walk. Incidentally, that elderly couple we just passed beat us to the best parking space, but we still managed to find another one anyway. So excuse the traffic noise, but we are right next to the road at the moment. I'm going to pause it and I will pick up with you when we get round the corner to the next. Okay, on the way, come across this little sign, so I'll linger over that for a bit so that you can have a little read if you want to. We can always pause it, so I shall carry on. Okay, so now we're on the other side. That's where we were over there, and now we're this side of the harbour, because this is where it gets more quiet and we can walk along. So this is the big old building. I just saw a commemorative plaque. I think that Dame Vera Lynn had it, opened it, unveiled it's the word, and it was to do with all of the small ships that left from the south coast, and they, even where we live, quite a lot of ships left from Sheerness on those on the D-Day landings, great rescue from the beaches at Dunkirk. So yeah, lots of history around here. It's not the most attractive place to film, actually. There's a nice picture of all the drums and boys. So yeah, I remember it being prettier this side. So there we are. This is the mouth of the marina. You exit over there, but it's kind of a working dock, I suppose, as well as people with their pleasure boats. There's lots of fishermen go from here. We used to have a ferry. There's a Sally line used to go from here all the way to France, which is just across the water. So I'm going to pause it again until I find something prettier than this to film. This is an old sea mine, and they become big giant money boxes for charity. There used to be one with all its spikes still sticking out of it in Laysdown, right by the corner of this tree-lined area, which is called the Spinney, and it was there for years and years, but it's not there anymore. But yeah, those sea mines, they used to collect them and then turn them into something for charity. But this is that big ship that you could see from the other side. Anyway, going to pause it and go find some more film areas. Well, the mine was really to raise money for the steam tug Servia, which is the largest steam tug in the whole country and the only one that remains. And this is a little bit about it. We've just been talking to a guy who maintains it, and so it's been iconic, and we've seen it every time we've come to Ramsgate, but never really knew the history of it. But there you go, that's the Servia. Well, just spotted a new memorial. There's quite a lot to read. It's Operation Fuller, the Channel Dash. During 1941, the Admiralty suspected that the German battleships, the Scharnhorst and supported by the cruiser Prince Eugen, might break out of the Brest Harbour and attempt a forced passage through the Channel Straits. On the 4th of February 1942, in preparation for Operation Fuller, 6 Fairey Swordfish biplanes from 825 Naval Air Squadron under the command of Lieutenant Commander Eugene Esmond, DSO, were dispatched from Lyon Solent to RAF Manston. Over the next few days, the aircraft were maintained in a state of readiness, with their ground crews working tirelessly in the snow to ensure that the engines remained warm and torpedoes serviced. On the morning of the 12th of February, the German flotilla, having left Brest Harbour, was sighted close to the French coast and almost passed through the Channel Straits. Protected by destroyers, E-boats, minesweepers and extensive air cover, over 250 Luftwaffe aircraft, the battleships provided a formidable targets. At 12:25, the 6 Fairey Swordfish took off from RAF Manston, which is just around the corner from here, and encircled Ramsgate, awaiting the 5 Spitfire squadrons promised as escorts. In the event, only 10 Spitfires from 72 squadrons arrived as support, and as time was running short, Lieutenant Commander Esmond dived his aircraft to 50 feet above the sea and led his squadrons out across the channel to attack the German battleships. Crippled and ablaze before they got within range, they pressed home their gallant and heroic attacks against the heavily defended German convoy. All 6 Fairey Swordfish aircraft were destroyed by 12:45, with only 5 of the 18 air crew surviving. For his part in leading the attack, Lieutenant Commander Eugene Esmond was awarded a posthumous Victoria Cross. Collectively, the crews were recognised with 4 Distinguished Service Orders, 1 Conspicuous Gallantry Medal, and 12 were mentioned in dispatches. And this was memorial was erected by the Channel Dash Memorial Trust, supported donations from the Grand Lodge of the Mark Master Masons, Mr. M.J. Cornwallis and Ramsgate Town Council. Not seen this one before, so that's relatively new to this harbour. There's another one just over there, but it was very hard to read, but I've got a feeling it was for the flotilla of ships that left to rescue those soldiers, as I mentioned before. And it was I think Dame Vera Lynn was the one who unveiled it, and that's just up there a little ways. So I'm going to pause it again and make my way around the harbour. Okay, so this is the other side of the harbour, and there is a big kind of pathway that leads all the way to that there, which looks like a boat, but it's not. It's actually a cafe at the end of the pier. I'm trying to zoom. There we go. That's the cafe at the end of the pier, but that's not where we're going to head for. So what if you look the other side of this pathway, you see the golden sandy beach, and that building there, that's what used to be the arcade that I was telling you about. Looks like luxury apartments or something being built there now. But this is the Royal Victoria Pavilion, and that's where we used to sit, get all our sand off, and there used to be taps under there to wash it off before you got back in your car. But now it's a pub. So as Gary and I left house today without even having breakfast, we're going to head in there and get a snack before we do another little walk. But this might do a little beach walk next, and up a little bit further is a new kind of harbour with lots of restaurants and pubs and galleries, which we haven't seen before, so we might head up there and have a little look. But I'm going to end for now and go and get a drink and maybe a snack, and I'll see you on the next one.